I'm Teresa Carraggio, and this is Third Paradigm, where I always let the flowers upstage me. Today, I'm going to be reading a poem that I wrote a while ago called Becoming Yeast, and I'm going to be talking about prayer, because we've been talking about a lot of heavy and boring topics lately, and I think we need some inspiration. Becoming yeast. To become yeast, you must first let yourself be eaten. Spirit is the wild yeast, the spark of life in air. At what point does the wood become fire and cease to be wood? When does it recognize its rigid, splintery flesh as a mere carrier of fire? In the stick's epiphany, does it ask, "Who am I, really?" Yeast is the creative force that turns glue into bread, transforming the sodden mass of humanity. Spirit blows breath into flour, and the flour becomes the breath. Where does fragrance come from? The new yeast that was flour sings life into the wet clay, which it was just a moment ago. God created us in His likeness. What does this mean? All we know of God is what God did. God created. We were created to create, to give life to life. Yeast is a flexible unity, embracing the opposites, holding the tension as smooth and taut as a baby's cheek. In the beginning was one spore of wild yeast. It was enough. It exhaled, and life began. Is the flour afraid that the yeast will use it, take the best years of its life, and then move on? Yeast is the anima, consuming all in its path. Let us put ourselves there where it can't miss us, directly in the path of the insatiable spirit, the promiscuous, the omnivorous, the lusty, greedy spirit. I am traveling, and so I've brought with me the Song of Prayer, which, as you can see, is much thinner than the 1,200-page Course in Miracles. There's a question that I think we come up against in all of the topics that we cover, and it's a question that no one can ever convince you of. This is a question you can only ever answer for yourself, and that is there purpose? Does purpose exist outside of what we make of it? Does spirit exist? Is there meaning in life? And that's something that no one can ever teach you. It's something you can only decide based on your own experiment. And in those experiments, you can get back information from your experience. I think that prayer is the way in which you do those experiments. And this talks about prayer, forgiveness, and healing, and says that forgiveness is the catalyst to prayer. Prayer is the ladder to heaven. It's the way in which we recognize that we really are all one. But forgiveness is that way that is always for yourself. It's never for the other person. The other person doesn't need your forgiveness. What you need is to be able to let go of your own guilt and stop projecting onto that person. Every morning, this is your top priority. To say, today, I'm going to watch what happens. I'm going to watch the timing of things. And I'm going to figure out, does this feel random? Does it feel to me like everything is just chaos and everyone's out to get me and get my money and make sure that I am not okay? Or is there something at work that is taking care of me, that is making sure that I am okay, that's leading me in the directions that I need to go. If you look at your relationships with other people and you give them that benefit of the doubt that they want exactly what you want, which is to be recognized, then you can figure out whether you're getting that back. It's the most important thing that we can be doing because it determines how you go about your day. Are you going to go about it afraid of the future and looking back with regrets on the past? Something that I've been doing lately is to just stop and say, in this moment, am I okay? Do I have what I need in order to be happy right now if I let go of the future and I let go of the past? So far, I've found that to be true. In the same way that no one can tell you what your purpose is, you also can't find that meaning for anyone else. This is a journey that we each go on alone. But prayer, according to the Course, is a way in which we join with others. We join in that seeking. We join in that quest. And I think that the quest is also the question. I've been thinking that a particular form of prayer is when two people join in asking the same question with more concern for getting the right answer than either of them being right. And that's something I've been delighted to find in my readership and the people who are engaging with my videos, that we have been on this quest. And this quest is a powerful form of prayer. And I think we're making fast progress on that ladder to heaven. And to make even faster progress, here is Forgiveness is the Shortcut. And this one is Meaning is All There Is. Thank you for watching.